Morning, everyone. We are live on Tao School of Health this morning. We're talking about our online course, which is called Inner Alchemy of the Tao. So, what we hope to achieve today is to bring about a little bit of awareness around what this course is about. Hi, Michelle. And to basically mention that we're going to start a new group because we've just run the first pilot and we are excited that we're all going to be finishing up this week. And so I'm going to bring in Suki, who's now watching. She's been part of the program, and also Jane's coming out in a while as well, and we're just going to ask them a few questions about how they found the course because it is the first pilot, and we'll see what they have found so far. So I'm going to bring Suki on camera, and then Jane will bring you in next because I'm not quite sure if we can add all of you at the same time. So we're adding Suki now, and we're just going to ask a couple of questions just to get the ball rolling. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are both of you?
Whoa, well. So you want to ask Suki just so she can introduce herself?
Yeah, just tell us a little bit about yourself, Suki, and just to give people a little bit of a background.
I'm the proud first batch of Inner Alchemy. Yay. And I'm a hypnotherapist. And yeah, that's all about me.
Why did you want to do the course, Suki?
It takes me back to when I first met Neil in the Gaia camp. And after talking to him for 15 minutes into the conversation, he told me the element I am, the kind of person I am. And I was so amazed because it was all true. And over the years, his knowledge has surprised me every time. There's something to learn. Every time I have a word with him, there's something to learn. There's honesty he carries. And it's beautiful because I think nobody's like that as far as I have known in my life. There is so much hoo-ha around people. So, and him doing the course, I was so excited because I know there was so much to learn, discover within my own self because he works from the truth perspective. So that's why I decided to join the course.
Wow.
That's great.
Where are you ringing from, Suki? Just so people know where you're coming in from.
I live in London, in Harrow.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so
far away.
One more question, and then I'll want to bring in someone else who's watching. Jane's going to be next, and then Marlene's on, so we'll bring Marlene also. Suki, what's your personal definition of inner transformation?
My personal definition of inner transformation is to connect to myself, to connect to my truth, and to connect to that inner voice we all have, and to understand my body, to work with my body. And that is how I feel is what personal transformation for me is, to get connected and to be in the moment, to be happy.
Right.
Through that, yeah.
I mean, that's quite deep, isn't it? Like to have that much self-awareness and to want that for yourself. It's not on everybody's agenda as a priority, but
it is not. But this course is amazing. So
well,
I'm connected.
We're glad you were able to participate, but I'm going to do a little experiment here, so bear with us. Stay with us. I'm going to bring on Jane and see whether or not... Oh, Jane, I can't seem to add you. Let me just try. Stay with us, Suki, because I can't bring Jane for some reason. Jane, you need to be on your phone. So I'm not sure why I can't access you, but I can bring on Marlene. So we'll just wait for you, Jane, till you try and find how else we can add you. And Marlene, we're bringing you on now. We can't bring you for some reason. Jane, okay, yep, now I can see. I can approve Marlene. Can't bring Marlene Reyes on camera. There is already a guest in this broadcast. Okay, so we're gonna have to boot you off. Okay. Nice to see you, and we'll catch you in the comments. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's try again. So we'll bring in Marlene. What do you have to say about the course? How have you found it?
Well, it's been great. I mean, it's certainly kept us in that awareness of what we're doing, and it adds, sort of that energy of keeping things going. Where we do keep things going, but it's the added value of having other people around. And doing the exercises that we set each week and keeping up with that, particularly the cleansing aspect and everything else, it can be difficult on your own. So there's lots of different aspects to the course that bringing different aspects of the body, different ways in which we're looking at the body, from cold showers, hot and cold showers, liver cleansing, becoming aware when you're eating food, prayers, things like this, all different things that we all think are so simple. Yet when we do bring it in and we start using it, we realize, the difference it makes in our lives, just the conscious awareness of food or breath or communication with another person even. This is the ultimate way in which we're looking to be, the best version of ourselves, really.
It keeps you focused, isn't it? It all sounds so simple. These
tools and techniques.
Yeah, they're simple, but when you bring in a different focus and a consciousness towards that commitment, then it really makes a difference because it comes from a deeper place. But Marlene's asking if she's in. No, you're not in, Marlene. So I'm going to try Jane, and then we'll see if we can bring you on next. So I'm going to approve Jane. Be with us on camera in a second. Yeah, because it is 12 weeks. It is intensive. Hi, Jane. Good morning. Well, we're here. Can you speak?
Yeah, I can speak.
Wow.
That's a transformation. That definitely worked the course.
Honestly, Jane, I mean, come on. 12 months ago, had we requested you come on to Facebook, would you have said you'd been able to do this?
Absolutely not.
Oh, well, look at your big smiling face. Jane, can I ask, what has been the biggest highlight for you in the course?
Wow. Well, like you're just saying, I'm here live on Facebook. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Really,
you can't underestimate that.
No, not at all. The whole course, the learning, to pinpoint one thing, I think it would be the knowing that the structure of the course goes back, the lineage goes back such a long way, and the trust in the teachers, knowing that, and you've got the support of the teachers, yourself and Neil. It gives you confidence to know that that's taken care of. So anything happening along the way, which does, like way, enables you to continue. I think sometimes when you do courses, it's easy to just drop in and drop out and have all the reasons and excuses in the world of why you can't do something, 1 week or another. And it's a nice period of time, 12 weeks as well, I think, where it's structured, moving through the different stages.
Did you
feel it?
Yeah. How did you find the shares? So, how the format works for people who haven't seen the course is that we have the videos of the exercises for the week, and then the participants go away and do them. And then at the end of that week, we come together in a webinar, like a online conference room and we share with each other. How have you found that, Jane?
I love the simplicity of it. You know, again, it's easy to think about coming on live, and I mean, I've never done that before, never come on a Zoom call before, didn't had lots of blockages in my mind about how to do these things, but that was one of the reasons that I came on. I was more comfortable speaking and being out there.
Well, that's certainly something that we're seeing you doing now, Jane.
Yeah,
You're jumping in the deep end and you're trusting you can swim.
absolutely.
Well, thank you for that, Jane. We're coming to the last week of the course, and so what would you say was your biggest challenge in that entire time that we've been together?
I think the life really, coming on the call each week at a set time. Again, it's very easy to be distracted by what's going on the outside in the world, but the Inner Alchemy course really does focus you on the inside and recognise what's going on inside and becoming aware. I've found that setting that intention, coming on each week, and being committed to it, I've meeting up with other people in the group, all coming together. That's been fantastic. I've now got friends all over the world. I feel very connected with quite a few people, and that's a joy, you know.
Mm. Well, thank you, Jane, for
Thanks,
joining
Jen.
us. We'll boot you off and we'll introduce Marlene, who's eagerly waiting on the sidelines. Great to see you, and we look forward to having our last share this week.
Great.
See you,
Thank you
Jen.
very much. Bye.
Lots of love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love. Bye.
Okay, that's pretty exciting. Technology is not so scary once you know what you're doing. So do you want to speak? Because I've been hogging the mic.
You can carry on.
No, you can speak to Marlene. We're having her on.
No, you carry on. I'm quite happy watching.
So Michelle Ostro was just saying the authenticity, and I think that's what we found is people sometimes haven't been able to do the weekly exercise yet, they're committed to the course, so they've come on the shares and they've just listened in on the group and they've learned a few things. And so it's about being honest with yourself. Sometimes life does take over and it just becomes so overwhelming for that 1 week that you can't get to do what you're meant to do, and we honor that and you're still part of the group and you can go back to the course material. Obviously there's no pressure, but it is about your commitment to yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the whole process that I think we've lost in time, is that we've got now so busy on the outside life that the inside aspect of ourselves, even just connecting to ourselves with breathing, connecting to ourselves when we sit down to eat and know that we are fueling our body, is very, very important, and we lose that connection in the business of life. Some people haven't got time. I know when I was working in Australia, in Sydney and Melbourne and places like this, a lot of my clients would be saying things like they miss breakfast, or they'd eat it in the car driving or on the train, or they get it wherever after they got to work. And so this whole disconnection to being, even to watching the sunrise, even just to talking to yourself that I've woken up. Some people don't wake up, and the only way they wake up is with a coffee. So we have got totally out of connection to our being, to ourselves. So yeah, that's a beautiful part, and like people have said, it's the simplicity. And often we ignore the simplicity as being too simple. It's got to be complicated, but it hasn't. That's the beauty of everything, is that we're all spiritual beings. we've all got healing. We can all heal, but it's connecting to those aspects and changing mindsets and changing the way we talk to ourselves and how we see the world. This is how we're going to bring about big changes, and this is what the course and Taoism particularly is about. So yeah,
it's about putting the power back on you.
Yeah.
So if there are people watching this and they are curious, please comment on and ask some questions. We'd love to answer them. We're just going to say hello to a few more people who've joined us. Sean, good morning. Vicky, Jane, hi. We're trying to add Marlene, but it's
not adding.
It's a bit slow. I'm not quite sure what is happening
because
to
it's
the
Australia?
connection. I don't think so, but
Okay.
Anyway, Marlene's connection is usually good. Yeah, so I'm going to provide a link to the course. It's going to start in 2 weeks' time. We're starting a new group.
Yep.
So we'd love to have new people come on board and do the journey, because it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
It's not always serious, is it? Doesn't have to be. So we can't seem to add Marlene, but if there's anything else that you'd like us to talk about the course, fire away. What else could you mention about your transformation within the course?
Yeah, I mean that's happening all the time. We can't just say as teachers or as leaders or whatever we know everything and that we've got everything sorted out perfectly. We haven't, and I learn from, as I've said many times, I learn from everything, from every day, from my kids. I learn lessons in life frequently, and certainly this course, the individuals that have come on this course have brought so much, that I've learned as well, from each individual person, their life story, their life path, what they've had to endure, how they've got through things. It's fantastic, and I think the more we can become adaptable, the better we become, and that's the beautiful thing about children, is they're so adaptable, and the thing that happens when we get adults, we get so set in our ways, and it has to be like this, it has to be like whatever it is that we think it should be like. And when we can become adaptable, when we can relax, when we can take care with ourselves in a way that actually brings about balance and harmony, this is the life. This is what we're looking at. So the course for me has brought a lot of gems, has brought a lot of challenges. We had a challenge in the beginning, which was trying to set a time that everybody could connect to across the world, and we were struggling to make it happen for everybody. And eventually, one of the participants on the course said, "Look, they can't cope with this, not knowing when the time is going to be. Is it going to be this time or that time?" And that was really sorted out quite early. And I learnt so much, and I know you did as well. About we just basically had to say, "Well, this is how it is. This is when the time is," and be very clear about that, and then everything worked from there. Because most people, once they have that, then can work with that. So yeah, there's lots of learnings.
Yeah, there is. Every week was a learning, and that particular time was a challenge because it was our first time to be doing this structure, this format online. So it was great. Like you gotta know that those things are gonna happen, and they do, and we're not perfect, and everyone accepts us as we are, and we're not trying to be perfect. We're not trying to be the Almighty. So we're human, and I feel people respect us for that, because here we are, we're coming to the end of it, and people have got what they've got out of it. So it's more about how much you put in and how much you commit to yourself as to what you're going to get out. So that's the ultimate message is, when you're ready to take on new energy into your life and shed the old, and just say goodbye to these old patterns that are just a bit stuck inside, then we can hold your hand and we can walk together for 12 weeks and see where you can shine, because this is about, it's quite deep. It goes quite deep. So we can't say enough about it, because we're obviously very biased, but at the same time we've had that feedback from the participants. So we can honestly say, yep, we've got some data now. We can take this course forward. So unfortunately, we can't add Marlene because we're trying to add, and it's just saying adding, and she's just not coming through. So do apologize, Marlene, that you can't be on the show today. But you can comment below, because obviously we're just getting some comments from other course participants. Michelle Ostro has been with us, and she's saying that it's very grounding. And thank you for your comments. And Sukri is saying she's learned a lot from the cleansing, and they bring on a deep change. And Jane also saying that, yeah, all the practices that we've introduced
help transformation.
Yeah.
And transformation for everybody is different, but when we're looking at transforming something, say for instance in the body, we look at transforming, we're looking at transforming at the basic level, the breath that we breathe in to be something that's usable within the body, from the food that we eat to be transformed to be something that's usable in the body. So we're looking at transforming that. The alchemy, that we look at is that alchemy, or the alchemical process that most people understand, is turning base metal into gold. And from my understanding, from what I've studied and what I've learned through the 30 years of working in Chinese medicine and everything else, is that everything that starts from the breath all the way through is gold. And we've missed that. We underestimate the power of the breath. We underestimate the power of our thoughts. We underestimate the power of what we have inside ourselves. So, people believe that they haven't got the power. And this is really what it's about. And transformation is really that simple thing of transforming what is available to everybody into something that's very powerful inside of your body, inside to something that you can walk with, work with, everything in life with. And that's the key. We can sit here and we've got a view outside, and there's trees and there's green, and we can bring that energy into us, or we can just look at it and not see it. So this is ability to be able to take what is available to us. We can see the sky, we can see the sun, we can see these things, and it's allowing it in. We've got now so much bad press about the effects of the sun that most people are scared of it. And I think that's half of the problem. So what we need to do to transform that, we need to be able to welcome the sun and know that there are times when the sun can damage us. That means if we go out of balance, you're going to sit in it all day, no matter where you are in the world on a hot summer's day, you're going to create some damage at some point. But really what we're looking at is using the balance of it. Whereas in Australia, it's a very small amount of time you can stay in the sun without getting some burning, unless you put on these nasty chemicals that probably could do more harm than the sun. But you can still do it by having balance. You can go in and out of it. You can put hats and you can do all sorts of things. So it's being able to find that balance. That's what I feel it's about.
And the message is everything is within yourself, I think, is the simple message. And this has been the message we've wanted to broadcast all this time. You have it, you have it, you have it. No one else can bring it for you. No one else can do it for you. The healing takes place within you, from you. So we're going to give it, say bye, because unfortunately we had one more participant wanting to come and share, and that was Marlene, but we can't put her on. So we're going to say thank you to everybody who's come and joined us today. We hope that you have a beautiful week, and if you're interested, I'm going to post a link to the course so you can have a look to see if it's for you. And if it is for you, we look forward to working with you in a couple of weeks' time. So thank you everyone for coming, all your comments, lots of love. Bye for now.
Speak to you later. Bye-bye.